Show off.
Yes. Very, very loud. Very, very showy. And until recently, probably wasn't the most moral person in the lands. Not that all of us don't have grey morals in certain areas, but yes. I can usually hear him coming a mile away. Or smell him coming a mile away, depending on the day.
Wears the armor too long, huh?
Something like that. I did build a bathhouse in the hope that he'd make use of it, but so far, no.
Is he afraid of water?
I don't think he's afraid of water. I think he just doesn't realize that, all that running around in heavy armor in the desert usually comes with side effects.
Hmm. Yeah, it does. Usually involves chafing and burning, but,
He's not complained of chafing and burning, and I don't want to question him on those matters because I'm afraid he might tell me.
You might.
There's some things even I don't need to find out.
Have you ever attempted enchanting weapons?
I have added potions to weapons to give them. I haven't enchanted a weapon as yet. No, not something I've looked at. I'd have to speak to Farkas, maybe Farkas, not Farkas. Farkas is the one that smells. I'd have to speak to Altus. He works in the blacksmith. He might know a little about such things. He can certainly work wonders with dispelling magic, shall we say. But no, it's not something I've looked at yet.
Enchanted weapons. Some, like this, can be used for healing.
Oh, that's pretty! Oh, thank you. That is pretty!
But this is also multifunctional, because I can change the enchantment.
Okay, well, I'm glad we're not in the arena then, because you might show me that one too.
Yeah, only if you agree.
Okay, that's fair.
Don't attack friends, and I don't attack new acquaintances. But there are several staves that you can enchant. But there are also... There's a blacksmith's bench. It's an experimental blacksmith that you can create weapons with. That might be an option for you. If damage magic is something you're worried about using too incautiously.
Yeah, I think something that might break, it probably would have a... At least then I can test it and test my limits and see. It's just, I know I'm very protective of people, and I'm very protective of these guys here. Every single one of them have been freed from slavers, so I would be extremely, extremely protective of these guys, and I think if somebody came in and tried to attack them, I might go a little bit psycho if I had magic.
Well, understood, but here's the thing. If you enchant a weapon with it, when you draw that weapon, you're intending harm regardless. So if it helps you do that harm quicker and more efficiently, would that not be something you'd be interested in? It'd be something to look at.
That's a very good way of looking at it, because if they came in to attack, I would draw blades to take them down, or I would fire an arrow straight between their eyes. Unless, of course, I wasn't sure who they were. So if it was somebody new who came in and we weren't 100% certain if they were attacking or not, I'd probably just knock them out. And then we could assess them. But if they were coming in to do harm, I would definitely draw a weapon. So if I'm going to do harm anyway, like you said, it doesn't really matter what I'm doing it with. And I hadn't thought of it like that before.
It's just an option.
You have given me cause to ponder.
Have you been to the village to learn magic yet?
Which village? The one that's through...
Village.
No, but I have heard tell of it. A friend of mine wanted me to accompany them there at some point in the next few days.
You need to go for this.
Okay.
I can make you the bench, but you wouldn't be able to use it until you learned.
No, I certainly would not be able to use it until I'd learned. And it is somewhere that's on my list of... There's a few places we need to travel to in the next few days. It's just finding time to get everywhere.
Yeah, it's always a fun thing to get from one point to another.
Luckily, I now have the map room, which makes traveling a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
And the gates are open, so if you have use of it, then by all means use it.
I tend to use translocators.
Okay.
It's a little bit easier. It's a
That's
basically,
something
it's a
else.
magic potion that takes me where I need to go.
Oh, that would be useful.
Well, I don't need a room. I just go from my bedroom if I need to.
That's fair. It's a space saver, that's what I was trying to say. Now, you said that you hadn't heard my name in many years. Which implies that you have heard of me from somewhere.
I have. Former life, but I have. A long time ago.
So you would hail from Skyrim, then?
I would. Actually, Morrowind, but that's besides the point.
Well, yes. That is a long time ago.
I knew the game. It's been a long time.
It certainly has. And it is a place I would very much like to get back to at some point, if it's at all possible, but in the meantime, I might as well make some good here while I'm here, right?
I kind of figured this was you, just the way things were going. It was my job to keep eye on things. You weren't the head of the Nightingales then.
No, I wasn't. Unfortunately, we lost the person that was.
The problem was, the person that was, Mercer Frey, wasn't exactly the best person for the job.
I was thinking more of Gallus. Mercer was...
correct. But during my time, Mercer was the one in charge.
Yes.
He led you down paths that did not need to be led down.
Until we stopped him.
That is good to hear.
A long time in hiding.
Mercer was still in charge.
Well, there are other people here that you may know then. Brynjolf and Rune are here with me.
I know their names. I do not know them personally. Did not know you personally either, but I knew
No.
of you.
Brynjolf is another Nightingale, and Rune was another member of the Thieves Guild that helped us take down Mercer when it was time. I, of course, was exiled for a while, because Gallus's murder was pinned on me.
You are correct. I do remember some of that.
Took a long time to clear my name.
Unfortunately, it is definitely not the things that need doing. How did you end up here?
Oh, now that is a long story. We don't know whether we were betrayed again or not, but there was a raid on the cistern. And every single member of the Thieves Guild that was home, which was 90% of us, were rounded up and thrown into a jail. And we were put in the Caladra mines for a while. And then a dragon attacked and blew a hole in the prison, and we all escaped. Or so we thought. And we were on the run for maybe 3 or 4 weeks. And then we were caught again, and I wake up here.
Sounds like you had a run-in with the Queen.
It's entirely possible. I don't know very much about her, other than what I've been told.
You remember the Wolf Queen?
I do.
Welcome to her daughter.
Holy crap.
She has been trying to gain power for years, and has done so quite relatively easily.
How do some people find power so easily, and it takes others a lot of research and a lot of work to get there?
Because she sold everyone that was underneath her. Which is why I am here. I was sent on a research to find the most powerful items and the biggest powers in the land.
Fair.
When I made my report, it was before the giants attacked and destroyed everything. The world kind of began anew. I went to sleep for a while. When I awoke, this is the world I woke into. The world has changed, and unfortunately, it has changed me in the process. But the Queen has also arrived here, seeking power of her own. Power of my brethren who is no longer here. You would have called us orcs. But they were giants. They were powerful. Though they disdained magic, their brute force was usually more than enough to take castle walls down. The Queen wanted them for their own. When the frost giants came, everything ended. I'm pretty sure I'm the last, unless they escape to another area, another realm. She also has, as I have read your note saying we know, she also has 2 daughters. Both are also here. Well, they're not her daughters, they're her stepdaughters. They're the king's children.
One of which is a very good friend of mine, it seems.
And you are correct. She holds great power in her, even if she does not know it.
Oh, I know she does. And if the Queen wants her, she's going to have to go through me to get her. I protect those I care about.
The Queen also has to answer for what was done to me, and as many others, including Jarvis.
I only know of Jarvis through T. I don't really know very much about him. I've not met him yet. I'm sure he knows of me, but...
Jarvis was the king's right hand. He did anything and everything for the king. Though he never stooped to morality issues of killing someone. If he had an option to keep them alive, he did. The Queen did not approve of his set worship. She thought he was too powerful. He was a priest of Set at one point in life. And she did not like the competition. Her goal was to become a god queen. To be more powerful than the gods that sit here and roam the world. And to put everyone underneath her. Under her spell, or under her heel of her boot. No exceptions. I've had several run-ins with the Queen Guard. They are not here. I am. I do not mean T any harm, nor you. Nor do I believe it is Jarvis, since he is the reason T and her sister still live.
Does her sister still live, though she's disappeared?
That's an answer I do not have either. I have not seen her for quite some time. The last time I saw them, they were together, her and T.
I've never met her, I just know of her through T. I met T after she'd disappeared. But if I can help find her,
Need to look for.
I'll happily look for her. I'll look for anybody that goes missing. If you disappear, I'll go looking for you too.
If I disappear, you should run.
I've never run from a fight yet. I'm not about to start now.
Queen doesn't fight, she destroys. She levels everything. I do not know how the king is. I do not know if there's any kingdom left, but she levels everything. Now she has built cities here. I'm not sure to what extent of her choice of having the cities built, other than maybe to provide her with slaves.
Another one that needs taking down, huh?
She needs taken down for more reasons than this.
Well, everyone's got a battle. And if different battles mean that different people align and ally for whatever reason, everybody has their own agenda. Mine's to get home eventually, but in the meantime, it's to save as many people from slavery as possible. I don't comprehend it at all. It makes no sense to me.
What? Slavery?
Yeah.
Makes perfect sense. You use somebody else for your own labor. When they're worn out, you throw them away and you get another one. That is the way many cities were built.
Not the way this one was built.
I understand that. But that is the way many people build things. And they just throw away those that are useless to them. The old, the sick, the young, the infirm. Slavery is a way of life for many. And I know you've been to my place, and you see the creatures that are there. But most of those creatures come to see the daylight, because they're not accepted anywhere else. And as you see, I'm not exactly Mr. Normal looking. Monster I became at one point.
Sometimes the outside... Sorry, Dory, I didn't mean to interrupt.
You're fine. But the creatures that serve, they serve because they serve me, willingly. They wish a place to protect themselves in the upper world. Snake men, those of green skin of snake heritage. Other creatures that I have liberated from around this continent. Those that are undead that serve me, they serve because they were my enemies. And I will not have them win by dying on me.
We actually used the fact that you have undead working with you as a threat to Farkas recently when we were making him see the error of his ways with his slave trading. Which, to be fair, I did set him up with. Because I was buying them, I was just freeing them after I'd bought them. It was my way of finding out who was prepared to stoop that low and who wasn't. And he fell very nicely into it, and probably about 40% of this city were freed from him at some point. But we told him that if we thought for 1 second that he was going to harm us when we cut him down from his shackles, which were imbued to stop his magic working, that we would kill him there and then drop his body off where you were so you could reanimate him and show him what slavery felt like.
It's good that I'm a threat.
I didn't know who I was threatening with it at the time. I just knew I was threatening him. It worked.
It is good to see.
Hopefully he'll keep to his word, because he is extremely powerful. But his need for money and his need for power may be his undoing yet.
Power has a way of corrupting.
Not everybody can handle it. I don't think I could, which is why I shy away from the stronger magics at the moment.
That's fine. But those of us that can use it.
I have no problem with other people using it, I just don't trust myself to use it. T herself is on a path, and she said she'd be happy to use fireballs and lightning, and I'll fully support her and help her any way I can. I just don't trust myself with it. It's not the magic I don't trust, it's me.
Yeah, you haven't exactly had the best of opportunities or chances. A lot was taken from you. Just in the fact that you had to remain in hiding for so many years.
I think, honestly, it was more the fact that I was blamed for the death of somebody that I loved that bothered me more than the fact that I needed to hide. And that was the reason why I went for retaliation rather than just keeping quiet.
Understandable.
Plus, those that I still cared about were still under Mercer Frey's control, and he was ruining everything that they had come to hold dear. So something needed to happen. And, of course, he betrayed Nocturnal, so...
That usually doesn't go over well.
No, it didn't go over well at all. But killing him did. I don't usually get pleasure from killing people, but I have to admit, that one I enjoyed.
I don't blame you. Mercer Fire was a slimy little shit.
That's polite compared to what I've called him over the years.
I imagine. I imagine that's polite compared to what a lot of people have called him over the years.
Delvin is my next point of rescue. We know he's here. I have a rough idea where we're going to mount a rescue mission for him in the next few days. We're just preparing everything to make sure we're all ready before we go in.
And where do you think he is?
Brynjolf saw him in... I don't even know what to call it. It's where the Maruvians live, and it's a cave underground, except that there's trees and grass in there. And I've had a poke around. I've been in, I know what I'm facing when I get in there. Because I don't go in unprepared. But we have to be able to completely search the place top to bottom. Brynjolf's going to come with me this time, because he knows where he saw him. But he was with Farkas at the time and a slave, so he couldn't get close enough to have a conversation.
Be warned. The ghouls there are very different than any undead you've ever faced.
I met one or two of them. I'm still here. They're not.
No. Point proven, but just warning you. Most people don't think about the undead as fast and nasty creatures.
They are evil.
The ones that are in the summoning place are a joke compared to those.
Yeah, the ones that are in the summoning place are babies. The ghouls that I saw were extremely fast, and you think that they're on all fours, and then they stand up and try and bite you in the neck.
They're nasty creatures.
Yeah, I noticed. We'll be taking plenty of healing with us, and I do have the healing magic. I need one more book, which I should have by the end of today, to have a stronger healing spell, and then I should be able to at least keep everybody alive.
What healing magic are you looking for?
I need one more book, and I'm going to take Mitra's Blessing.
Okay.
And then I have a sigil, this one. So I can use both of them, and I also have a... it won't let me cast it because I'm still a baby, I have to wait. I have one that helps boost protection and makes armors stronger as well, so I can use a combination. As well as the dragons that we'll take in with us, so we should be okay. If it looks like it's not going to work, we'll bail and try again in a couple of days.
The entrance is danger enough of its own. Maruvians are no joke either.
They are not. I do have a couple of them here. And obviously, Brynjolf was trained... He was actually... Farkas trains them. That's what he called it. He trained them, which basically means he strapped them to a wheel and beat them. But he has a sword that Farkas got for him from the Maruvians, and the sword itself has a spell attached to it, which sends this green hurricane out if it thinks you're in danger.
Ah, the jade weapons.
Yes, the jade weapons. So we have a couple of those that Rune and Brynjolf carry. And I took a run into the place with Farkas, because he told me that, you know, I was way too weak and he needed to come with me. So we went in because I needed some jade to repair the weapons. So I had a poke around then. And I've since been back on my own and had another poke around. More stealthily, because it's easier to be quiet when you don't have somebody casting whatever it is he casts extremely loudly every 5 seconds. So I managed to keep to the shadows and have a little bit more of a look around and pick up some more jade while I was there, to make sure that at least the weapons are 100% when we go in.
Very good. Oh, so you are looking for healing magic.
That bag's nearly as big as you. Oh my goodness! Are you sure?
Oh, I'm positive. You will need them.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that.
Make sure you can use them. Do not attempt to use them without go in and think they're going to work, and if they don't work, we've already run into that once.
Well, that one works.
And it stays in the area. I'm getting a warming heal from that.
Perfect. Because this was one I was looking at taking after I'd taken the Mitra's Blessing. Because I think this one costs less than Mitra's Blessing, but I was advised I needed Mitra's Blessing first.
The staff, if you do a strong attack, will do the healing.
Oh, wow!
You can target individuals with it. It doesn't do a blanket area.
Well, thank you. That's very much appreciated.
There are 3 tiers of staffs. That is the first one. This is the one that I have as the last. They are effective weapons on their own. You actually have to use them. But they do work well.
So it attacks as well as heals?
You can use it, the light attack.
Okay.
Thrusts and jabs. Much like a spear.
Right, okay. Let's hope that the pirates don't get hold of it, because they shout pokey pokey mate often enough as it is.
And you've got the healing burst, the homing. Once you choose a target, it will actually find the target for you. You don't have to keep aiming. So if you aimed at me here, and I move, the healing will follow me.
This is an offhand one, is it?
Yes, it is.
Wow!
It may help keep your people alive.
It may well do. Certainly stronger than the ones that I've got so far. Although I'll be honest, I was a little bit more worried about who T was bringing with her than who I was taking. I know Bryn and Rune can pretty much handle themselves, certainly against the Maruvians. I wasn't planning on engaging whatever that bat thing is over there.
Have you heard the tale of the dragon in the arena?
Yes, I actually, I took down the dragon in the arena and I have the Star of the Champion upstairs in a box.
No, that's what they did to many that opposed them. The magic they used raises them continuously.
I suppose if you're gonna build cities with slaves and the slaves keep keeling over because they're not being fed and looked after properly, it saves them a fortune on food.
Well, this is true. It is more expensive to keep a zombie or a skeleton alive, though.
Is it? It doesn't eat anything.
No, it doesn't eat anything, but it keeps falling apart.
Oh, right, okay. I'll keep the bones locked up then in case somebody comes looking.
You have done well here.
Thank you.
Beautiful place.
Well, it's not just me. Everybody's kind of pulled together. It's amazing what people who have got a taste of freedom that want to keep it can do to make sure that they keep it.
This is true.
I look after the aesthetics and they look after the building. I'm one of the few women here, so, you know, I like things pretty. They don't really care. I gave them all stoves in their houses and they all go to the tavern to eat anyway.
Yeah. They're used to that.
Food's probably better, to be fair. The cook is pretty good.
Problem is slaves were fed together. It was a communal thing. It was the only time they were allowed to even sit together.
I suppose it's like, one, what they're used to, and two, the fact that they all have so much in common and they're celebrating that freedom. That they've banded together as a unit. Safety in numbers.
Makes them much closer. Do you grow all your stuff here?
Yes, we have, just come and have a look. I don't have everything planted at once. We tend to grow what we know we're going to need, but...
Do you have any seeds you need?
No, because I picked up everything that I needed from the market. Other than the golden lotus, which I did find a couple of, and we've managed to grow anyway.
Very good.
But I've got a strong focus on the lotus flowers right now. And then ostriches for food and feathers so I can make the arrows.
Very good.
And grapes because everybody likes wine.
Understandable.
Probably need to put more compost in later, but right now I know we've got enough, so...
You do know you can press the cactus fruit as well, right?
Yes, yes, I make cactus wine as well. That's the one that keeps knocking tea on her ass every time she drinks it.
Yeah. She's not much bigger than I am.
Tea's not.
Especially... Especially now.
But no,
I wish I had taken a potion for that.
Yeah, no, the cactus wine knocks tea on her backside. The last time she drank it, we had to carry her up to bed. She fell asleep on the floor of the tavern. We had to carry her. I told him to leave her, but they insisted on carrying her to bed, so...
Very good. Well, unfortunately, I must leave. I have other errands to attend to at this point.
That's okay, I'm glad I bumped into you. The one question I do have for you, though, is obviously then I know it's you that got my note. Are there any other members of the Dark Brotherhood here, or is it just you?
Just me.
Okay.
Last time I knew, Cicero was bringing the Night Mother to the rest of them.
He brought the Night Mother to the rest of them. And then went insane.
It worked. Cicero was always a little unbalanced.
Yeah, the last I heard, Cicero was killed by the Dragonborn. The Dragonborn had to kill Cicero. And then the Dragonborn actually took over as the head of the Dark Brotherhood. What happened to the Night Mother after that, I don't know. But I'm assuming she's in the second sanctuary in Skyrim still.
Ah, so they really are in desperate times. And I will have to worry about that later. Thank you for that information. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
If I do not see you before you go, may those items I gave you do well to help you.
Thank you. I really do appreciate that.
Next to your home on top of the cliff face, leave a box outside. Leave it open. Maybe hide it if you wish. And I may have other items that may help you.
Well, the gates here are always open, so I can hide a box inside the city if you wish.
Wherever. Where are you comfortable leaving it open?
I would probably be more comfortable leaving it open in the armorers. In the window. We have bay windows in the armorer's shop. Because they can oversee it and make sure that nobody else goes into it.
And where is this?
This way. This would be the armorer's shop.
Very good.
I could put a box here under the stairs. And leave it open.
Very good.
So it's kind of half hidden.
That way. Well, that way it's something that's there, and if you look for it in the morning, check it when you are available.
Okay.
Just see if I've left you anything. I may have other things that may have proved useful. Is there anything you need?
There is nothing that I need, but I was going to ask you if there's anything that you need.
Not really. I've had 5 lifetimes on this world.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
But still, sometimes, you know, if you find yourself in need of anything, please do ask, because, you know, friendships work 2 ways.
See a friendly face. They do. And if I have need, I will ask. I have quite a bit myself.
Even if it's something as silly as running collecting mushrooms from the market because you're busy with an experiment, just shout.
I will let you know. It has been a pleasure, Karliah.
I'm glad to finally meet you.
May we meet again soon. And if I am available, I will go with you. More people here, the more people that oppose the Queen.
Well, if she's after tea and she's slave trading and she's making people suffer, then I will be opposing her for sure.
She is definitely not a nice person. Have a good day. I will see you soon.
You two take care.